What's up, everybody? It's Grave Fiction here. Just wanted to come on here and just talk about something that throughout my writing journey I have struggled with and I've been strongly trying to improve on for a very long time. And the two things that I really wanted to basically have as a topic right now is world building and storytelling, because those things that I feel I had struggled with, and in my current project, I want to believe that all the work and effort that I put in to improve those things is very visible in this future project that I have coming up. So, as you know, world building and storytelling are two components of the writing journey that basically dictate and determine how a story progresses and how it's received to the reader. These two are very important. Now, world building, in my opinion, isn't just about describing the world, the cities, or the landscapes. It's also about showing how the characters are affected by the rules that shape their reality. The landscapes, the seasons, the laws, the traditions, all of these elements contribute to strong world building. And one aspect in world building that is very essential and important, in my opinion, is consistency. If a writer establishes that maybe a certain group, let's say elves or fairies or whatever, can use magic, they're the only ones in this story that can use magic, then that rule should remain the same throughout the story, especially if it's continually stated multiple times throughout the story or throughout the series. It should remain that way. It shouldn't go, in book 2, all of a sudden now you have a human that can suddenly do magic, when in book 1, we have already said, hey, magic is only available to these people. Now, however, in my opinion, there is a way to bend that rule without breaking it. And let's say in the story, you say that the only way a human can possess the power of magic is, say, if they are blessed by a god, or if there's a magical artifact they come into possession with. And that is the only time in the story that it does not change the world building that was established in the book, but it also bends the rule to allow the writer to, go around what they have established. And that's the only time, in my opinion, at least. So, on to storytelling. And keep in mind, I didn't want to come on and do a whole session of 45-minute session of me talking about all this stuff. So I'm just kind of just skimming through some notes that I had that I felt, I just felt like discussing with you. So storytelling is the act of following one or multiple characters throughout the narrative. At least that is what it is, in my opinion. And how the story is told is often shaped by the world building, at least. In effective world building, good storytelling, in my opinion, depends on whether characters feel believable, whether the writing carries emotion, and if the character feels as if they have life within them. Now, if the character or characters feel lifeless, then the story kind of loses its strength and the reader might lose interest. And throughout my journey, I've learned about what I have often seen and learned is the 5 C's of storytelling, which is character, context, conflict, climax, and closure. So, and with strong dialogue, a solid plot, meaningful themes, and well-developed characters, they all strengthen the story. How these elements are woven together is vital for a successful narrative. And when it comes to tying world building and storytelling together, here's how I see it. If there are laws or systems in a place that are meant to hold a character back, then that should become one of the character's central struggles. That basically kind of creates a conflict. And whether it's maybe a legal restriction or the way magic works against them, these details heavily matter, in my opinion. For example, imagine a main character who lacks magic in a world where magic is everything. in my opinion, the story and the storytelling that you will see within the story is basically becoming powerful when we explore how this character navigates a society where others excel effortlessly while he's trying so hard every day, pushing himself to his limits just to achieve what a magic user could do with ease, or within a day, or within a second, within a moment. This creates tension and a journey that makes us want to root for this character. At least in my opinion, it does. But if this character feels bland or empty, the story weakens. Even if the plot, the themes, the conflict, they're all strong, good storytelling requires a character worth following, someone whose perspective brings the world to life. It's also important to note that storytelling itself supports world building. Exposition has its place, but too much of it can drag a story. Exploring the world through dialogue, character actions, and events can create richer, more engaging world building. And ultimately, the character is what pulls us into this world. We follow them through the majority of it. So to see how the world unfolds through their eyes, their emotions that are affected by the world around them or the people that they interact with, we experience that too while we're reading. And it's, in my opinion, is what brings the story to life. So with that being said, that's all I have right now to say about world building and storytelling. I just wanted to, just come on here and just do a little small rant. It's been a while since I've done any recording for like the podcast or my YouTube channel. So I'll probably try to come back and start doing more again. It's just, life has been lifing. But if you're listening, thanks for listening. Constantly check out my YouTube channel, Grave Fiction. And, like, subscribe, keep supporting while I try to put out more animations. Stay tuned for some of the novels that I have coming up. And also, I have soon to be a comic dub for a comic book that I am working on, and I will be publishing sometime next year. But thanks for tuning in. Everyone, take care.